Hey guys, so I'm going to get started here on our review, trying to get a few more problems done. Again, another 10 minutes. So this started at 7:54 in the morning. Our test is tomorrow. Yes, you need to take it tomorrow, not later. You need to have your review already done. If you don't have it done, you need to get it done this afternoon. You guys know that's how I work, so it's up to you. Number 16 is where I'm at. It says write each fraction or mixed number as a decimal. Use bar notation if the decimal is a repeating decimal. So 3/4, you put in your calculator. If you remember, I have to go through and like, okay, how do I share to something else? Not what I wanted. I was hoping I would do a little better this morning. Remember, you put it in your calculator as 3 divided by 4, which you will get 0 and 75 hundredths. Yay, I said it correctly today. Maybe I'm getting a little better. And so that's what you would put down on your answer. So let me see if it will let me go to, no. Not the easiest thing, is it? Okay, what is 0 and 125, wait, yeah, 125 thousandths. No, let's see, tens, hundreds, thousands, yes. As a fraction in simplest form, well, 125 thousandths tells you exactly how to set it up. So it tells you to take 125 and to put that over 1,000. So we take 125 and divide it by 1,000. Because I end in a 5 and a 0 here, I know that I can divide by 5 at the very least, but because it's 1,000, I know 25 goes into it. And because this ends with a 25, I know 25 will go into it. 25 goes into 100 4 times because that makes $1. And then that's 1 more quarter, so that's 5 quarters there. Now the question is, what is 1,000 divided by 25? I'm going to check to make sure I'm right, because I would have been wrong. It is 40. Always check yourself. Great idea. Okay, I know that this ends in a 5 and a 0, so it's divisible by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 40 divided by 5 is 8. So 1/8 is my fraction. Coming back over here. What is 75 hundredths as a fraction in simplest form? So we're doing the same thing here. We're taking 0.75. 75 goes on top. It's hundredths place. We put it over 100, ends in a 5 and a 0. So it's divisible by 5. 5 goes into 75. I can look that up. So it'd be like 15. Or I can remember that 75 cents is divisible by a quarter, or 25 cents by 3 times. And so is 100 by 4 times, so it's 3/4. Control multiple windows. Okay, maybe no. Which symbol makes 4/5 and 2/3 a true statement? So we go to the whiteboard. That was 4/5 and 2/3. 4/5 and 2/3. So I'm going to turn each one of these into a decimal first. 4/5 should be 0.8. 4 divided by 5. So 0.8. So 8/10. And 2/3 is 6/10 repeating. 0 and 0 are the same. Then I go to the 8 and the 6. 8 is bigger, so I'm going to use the greater than symbol here. And that was number 19. So number 20, the table shows the lowest temperature readings to the nearest degree recorded for 4 countries. Which of the countries has the lowest recorded temperature? So the lowest means it looks big, but it's negative. So we have -61, -42 degrees, -27 degrees Fahrenheit, -80 degrees Fahrenheit. Negative 80, so the 80 looks like the biggest number and it's negative, which tells me that that's the smallest number. So the United States is what we would put here for number 20. 21, what is the value of each expression in simplest form? So this is negative 9/14, it's negative 13/14. This is, actually, I'm going to clear everything and then come back to draw. This is negative 9/14 plus a negative 3/14. So what I notice here, first off, is that I have a common denominator. If I have a common denominator, I can just deal with the top. So my bottom, my denominator, negative, not negative, 4. My 14 stays the same on the bottom, so I look at the top, negative 9 plus a negative 3. They are the same sign, so I can add them. And this is what you would see if you wanted to rewrite it. 14 stays on the bottom. So these combine to make a negative 12. This is reducible by 2. 2 goes into 12 6 times and into 7 14 times. Keep the negative, so it's negative 6/7. Okay, then we have, what is the value of each expression in simplest form? Negative 11/15 plus negative 2/15. So this was negative 11/15 plus a negative 2/15. So this is just like the one before where we have a common denominator. We just need to then decide negative 11 plus a negative 2, same sign, so we add them together. 11 plus 2 is 13, keep the sign, so negative 13/15. This is not reducible, so negative 13/15 is our answer. 23, Jeremy and his friends ate 5/8 of a pie. So they ate 5/8. If the pie was cut into 8 pieces, how much of the pie is left over? Well, to figure out how much is left over, we know that a whole pie would have to be 8 out of 8 because that equals 1, okay? So it has to be the same numerator and the denominator to make a 1 or a whole pie. So if we ate 5, that means we're taking 8. That's what we started with because that's a whole pie. And we're going to take out 5 over the 8. Opposite sign subtract, so we get 3/8. Or you can simply ask yourself, how do I get from a 5 to an 8? I add 3. So 3 over 8 is your answer. So that's what, there's 2 different ways of thinking about it, whichever one is best for you, okay? Let's see. 24. What is the value of each expression in simplest form? So we have 3/5 minus 1/5. We have a common denominator, so we keep the denominator. We say 3 minus 1 is 2, so 2/5. 25. Paul hit the ball. Hold on, let me clear this. Paul hit the ball 1/10 of, so that's the multiplication of length of field. Mark hit the ball 3/8 of the length of the field. Together, what fraction of the length of the field did they hit? Okay, so since they're not asking me what that measurement is, I don't actually have to worry about this part, yay. So I go back to what did they ask me? They asked me what fraction, or they said together, what fraction did they hit the ball? So together means that we're putting them together. If we're putting them together, we're adding them together. But we don't have a common denominator. So that's the first thing we have to find is what is the common denominator? Well, I'm going to take the biggest denominator, 10, and I'm going to find its multiples out for a little while. you know, 4 or 5 to start with. You can always do more if you need it. And I say, what can 8 go into? 8 can't go into 10 evenly. 8 can't go into 20 evenly. 8 can't go into 30 evenly. 8 can go into 40 evenly. How? Well, 8 times 5 is 40. Okay, so I'm going to put a 40 on the bottom here. 8 times 5 is 40. If I do it to the bottom, I do it to the top. So 3 times 5 is 15. Now I have to get this to be a common denominator, this 1/10. How do I turn a 10 into a 40? Well, I multiply by 4. If I do it to the bottom, I do it to the top. So I get 4 40ths. Now I have a common denominator. I can look at the tops and I can say 4 plus 15. These are both positive. So 4 plus 15 is 19. I know that 19 can't go into 20 evenly because 20 is what goes into it evenly. And I know that 19 is a prime number, so only 1 and 19 can go into it. So this is not reducible anymore. And I have to be done. So we will finish this up tomorrow before your test. Have a really good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.